Welcome from the YouTube channel for Grap Coin. This video provides an update on Bitcoin, presently only slightly elevated or more precisely since yesterday. However, since my previous video demonstrated a sideways consolidation, I have warned you that Bitcoin could begin to retreat from this region, which could be in the an analysis of the two potential outcomes reveals a wave 2 decline and a fleeting bullish scenario, irrespective in the immediate term, but eventually bullish. Wave 4's low point on May 1st could potentially signal the conclusion of the downturn. The price has entered my support zone or trend reversal, which we anticipate to be completed despite the structure's micro-level incompleteness. However, it is uncertain whether the low has arrived, as this would depend on the LETs. The bull must maintain the running flat or support zone between extended flats at 58.7 and 61.500. While it is theoretically possible, little would genuinely alter. In a short-term bearish count, we might indicate, okay, as it's highlighted here, this was an A wave down followed by a B wave rally, and we're now in a C wave down of an ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is just another example. It is largely inconsequential whether I refer to this as a B wave peak or something else if we descend from here. The potentialities of the topic being deliberated once more. Little has changed, however. This B wave persisted indefinitely and generated an anomalous wave that surpassed the bottom. Since its disintegration, the B wave has progressed to the C wave. If the bulls are able to maintain their position within this support zone, it would indicate that they have reached their lowest point. This implies that it could potentially provide a sanctuary for instance, traders and others who intend to initiate a long position ought to keep an eye on these levels. There is a chance the price could reverse if we experience a 5-wave uptrend, which we have already experienced. However, as I mentioned in the previous video, a 5-wave uptrend is challenging because it can only be diagonal, so it is still possible. However, as I mentioned in the previous video, the initial 3-wave ascent makes it entirely feasible. Due to the diagonal nature of the trend, relying solely on the structure of the uptrend is insufficient to determine whether or not a low has manifested. The C wave is a 5-wave movement. As was previously established, this could potentially constitute a B wave rally consisting of an ABC. Consequently, the presence of 5 waves up alone is insufficient to establish the formation of a low. 3 waves down and 5 waves up are required. Given the well-defined support zone spanning from 58.7 to 61,359, the upcoming 3-wave retreat is highly probable. A slight enlargement could indicate that the decline has already commenced. Despite a pullback, this is merely a sideways movement at the moment. There is a small red candle and some selling pressure to the downside, but not enough for me to identify the decline I mentioned in an earlier video today. This indicates that wave 2 has begun in the form of a retreat. A decline below the most recent swing low of 62.6 would be more favorable until This 5th wave is so shallow that it could easily ascend during a protracted 5th wave. However, we are relying solely on micro counting, which is utterly unreliable, and devoting so much time to the micro is utterly inefficient. I am aware that the micro is of considerable interest to many individuals, but the levels require significantly more focus. I wish to convey the significance of levels. You may have accumulated in the largest support zone. That is one way to do it. You may not have desired to do it. You may have been apprehensive due to the fact that corrections terrify and bore individuals, and you subsequently become inactive. You're not doing anything because you're either apprehensive or frustrated by the correction. You may have believed there was one more low, and it all comes down to futile micro counting. There are several reasons for your inactivity. The benefit is the ability to specify the subsequent level of support. An additional advantage is that it will enable me to conduct a more transparent analysis. However, as I frequently state, microcounts are quite typical and vary considerably. Since the midpoint of March, the levels have remained unaltered, which constitutes the bulk of the analysis. A tremendous support zone. The price appears to be undergoing a reversal. Joyful days. This concludes my post on Bitcoin. I trust that you discovered this to be intriguing. If so, could you politely click like? While the chart illustrates the potential levels of the forthcoming decline, it is premature to ascertain whether or not it has commenced. We greatly appreciate your interest in Grap Coin. Kindly provide a comment and subscribe. Bye.